this works. You create the habitat, the fish will come. When this system is connected all the way through to the river system, those fish will come.
If those tributaries are not protected and not looked out for, we won't have a resource.
No one agency, no one individual can accomplish this kind of work. It's an effort of many.
If people will just not be so stubborn and let it happen.
I think people will be amazed at, the kind of things that we're able to do.
Yes, it is a mess, and we can do something about it.
A project like this does restore hope for wild places. Over the last 30 years, I think the public's value system has changed. They value these lands for things other than commodity extraction. It's important to restore areas like Jackknife.
I think the goal with Jackknife Creek is to try to heal that system.
It's not just the area that we're working in that's going to be affected by this. It's all the way downstream.
This has to be one of the most valuable resources in the United States. Without the South Fork of the Snake, southeast Idaho would just be another dot on the map. There he is! Got him. Beautiful. It is a great fish. It still baffles me that people will travel halfway around the world to throw a mayfly at a cutthroat rising on a grassy bank. Nice job. Here's the net.
Good job by you.
It's so good to have really good trout fishing every day you go out. We were floating past the bank on the South Fork, and above us in a dead cottonwood tree there was a gigantic golden eagle just peering over us, and they're so large. And they are spectacular. I started fishing before I could even remember catching fish.
This has always been a great place for me to come and recreate and to kind of repair my soul.
Without the South Fork, it's hard to say what my life would be like.
The potential on the South Fork is incredible. I mean, you can catch some really big fish on this river. I am very proud to call this my home water.
Without this resource, this place would not be the same.
When we restore the stream channel, we will reconstruct stream banks. We're actually obliterating the road. And what obliterating is doing is basically recontouring that road to a natural hill slope. Granted, it's churned up, but in a couple of years it'll be all grassed in and you won't even know a road's been there.
Today we are removing a car bridge and we're replacing it with a pedestrian bridge.
It was just fun to just sit down and watch them.
The condition of jackknife, there's a lot of cut banks. I like transplanting the native vegetation that we have on site to work with.
That to me is just success being planted in the ground.
It looks rough now. Next spring when you go back, it will look better. 2 years from now, you will hardly know that anybody was there. Yet you'll have pools, you'll have riffles, you'll have habitat that will hold fish. I am totally confident that fish will return to the system. This forest has been a leader in watershed restoration for the last 12 years. They've done project work in watersheds across the forest with phenomenal results.
Well, this is the time of year that cutthroat trout are running up these tributaries to spawn. These are snow melt dominated systems, so when the snow starts to melt, the volume of the streams increase dramatically. That's when the cutthroat know it's time to go upstream to spawn. It is really amazing what fish can do when they're trying to go spawn. We've seen fish hold their positions almost vertically in a waterfall for several seconds. When they put their mind to it, they can go through some pretty incredible obstacles. During the middle part of the run, when we're getting tens to hundreds of fish, we are here every day. Well, the purpose of this weir is to sort fish one by one. Did you get the length for this second fish? And the cutthroat trout, which are our native fish here, are passed upstream and allowed to go up and spawn in this tributary. And the non-native rainbow trout, they're taken out and taken to a local kid's fishing pond. Another female. There you go. There you go, buddy. Letting the rainbow stay would result in the disappearance of our native Yellowstone cutthroat trout. Universally over time, the cutthroat trout lose that battle and are replaced by rainbows and hybrids, and then they're no more. Mel?
That's something that we don't want to see happen.
330 is his length.
I think it says something about Trout Unlimited. It says something about society in general when we let a particular species like Yellowstone cutthroat trout go away. I think to let that slip away is just that's the wrong thing to do.
It is of utmost importance to protect those tributaries because all this water comes from somewhere.
It's kind of a historic event. It's pretty neat to see water come back to a place that it hadn't been for a long, long time. A section of the creek that actually abandoned itself and we're going to reactivate that old channel there. It's about allowing fish to return to an area that maybe they haven't been able to get to for a long time. And not too long a time, usually fish will gravitate to those areas. Bring a stream back that was disconnected from the main stem, reconnect it back to the river, put water in it, and actually see within a year or so's time, see fish actually using that stream once again after, you know, it had been disconnected for, in some cases, over 50 years.
The results on a project like this are immediate. It's incredible what can occur if we all work together. We throw down the boundaries of the national forest and we focus our attention along a whole tributary or a main stem of a stream. What can be accomplished if we all work together in a watershed approach.
Oh, it looks 100% better. Yeah, 100% better. It really does. This didn't used to have fish in it, but now it has. And that's what really, really thrills me. This was the best thing that ever happened to this piece of ground through here. I'm pretty well sold on it. And if I'm not, I'll tell them.
We're just so fortunate to have people that started 20 years ago on these projects to preserve these lands. And I have great comfort in knowing that there are extensive efforts up and down the tributaries to make this place even better than it is.
I'm very proud, very proud.
I certainly believe that all of this work that we're doing on these tributaries does restore hope. It gives promise to what we can do to bring things back.
Once this stream reaches equilibrium and it is a stable system, it will go on for years and years to come.
There's so much of this across the Caribou-Targhee National Forest, across the West. We're at the tip of an iceberg. We have a lot of work to do, but this, in my mind, shows a lot of success that needs to be done across the West.